Oh, oh, wow. Ooh. Woo.
So you're at Escoho,
I am in the sacred place.
Studio 3. What are you dancing?
I'm dancing. Hmm. I'm dancing joint discomfort.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Which joints? Let's be
ankles,
specific. Oh,
ankles.
really?
But I'm also dancing rounds. I'm dancing circles. I'm thinking. It's amphitheater. It's so interesting because it's around,
Hmm.
but frontal. It's where roundness encounter also frontality. I mean, it's interesting. This, no?
Yari's in a auditorium, like a lecture hall that has a round seating.
Yeah, I'm dancing depth also somehow. I don't know why.
Dancing death?
No, dancing depth, deep, deep depth, depth.
Yes, yeah. Quite different to death.
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh. And what are you dancing today, Peter?
I am sort of full with um, different emotions, nervousness, anxiety, sort of um, speculation, self-doubt, but also mixed with relief and joy and gratitude. Uh, yeah. It's quite the cocktail. Ah, ah, my yeah, my body has been yeah, sort of maybe also has some sort of joint discomfort, but I feel like I'm managing it, and I have a solo coming up in a few weeks. And I'm starting to sort of ask myself, how do I practice for this? And how do I prepare? And what what kind of dance am I doing? And that's where some of the anxiety comes from as well. Like I'm like, oh, am I happy with this? Do I know what it is? Is it doing what I think it's doing? Am I just blaming my tools? Hmm. Why are you laughing?
I'm so sorry.
No.
Maybe dance never does what you want.
Mm.
It's not under control, maybe. But so I'm sorry, I'm like
No,
so
no.
black and white.
I think you're it's nice that you say it because I've just been in the auditions yesterday for the MA in choreography,
Hmm.
and I think it's sort of it's a very difficult thing to do because you know like ultimately you want anyone who wants to participate in learning and studying and experimenting with choreography to be able to do that. But of course, there are limited resources, and I recognize that, and we have to make a selection or at least sort of prioritize some people before others to try and, um, yeah, provide the best circumstances as possible for everyone involved. And it just feels so ugly to place judgment upon people like that. And really, I feel like, and I think what it does to me is it spills out into my own dancing and my own perspective on my own dancing. Because
Mm.
then I
Mm.
start to doubt my own aesthetics and desires and preferences. And I start to believe that there is some sort of truth or way that things could or should be done, which is just not true. And it's
Yeah.
and I think I work with amazing people, and I think we work really hard to actually not have that as a center or like that there is this sort of criteria that people are either good or bad, and not be judgmental, in fact, but
Mm.
be very clear and specific somehow. Yeah, so that's where my dancing is, I think. And I'm going away. I'm going to the US tomorrow. So of
Uh-huh.
course it's full of questions and yeah, yeah, exciting. We'll meet there, I'm sure.
Oh,
And then I'm in Trelleborg dancing. But tell me,
yeah.
Yari, how has your week been? How are you dance-wise? Or do you have any questions, any thoughts, any lingering
Uh,
things you need to dance out?
yeah, I mean, this week has been um it is full. It is constantly full week. Around sincerely it's full of fragmentation, but that's try to puzzle up. Hmm?
Mm,
And to puzzle up, sometimes it's more easy, sometimes more difficult.
Yes.
Uh, I've been listening to your to the last episode with you had with
Katie Coe.
yeah, it was so inspiring. This almost as the main practice of a dancer is working, no? And
Dance
beyond
worker.
profession,
Yeah.
yeah, beyond professionalism. I mean, it's beautiful, no?
Yes. Yeah.
I found that was inspiring to both listen to um, accessibility of working and labor as an expanded also
Mm. Mm.
concept
Yeah.
of dancing.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, like for me, this episode was so beautiful and interesting, and really begged the question of practice and how practice is done and sustained and managed and a part of life as well and community. And in that question we had last week about can you dance on your own was really
mhm,
interesting in relationship to this because
yeah.
Katie spoke about how she feels as though she needs others to be able to dance. Like there's, it's not like she can dance alone. She has many tools and things, but I think she sort of suggests that she prefers to dance with others, whereas someone like Matthias Sperling seems to be able to dance very much alone with this Deborah Hay project he was working with. Yeah.
But also, what you described in that episode about dancing together also felt like dancing alone. It was so interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it
It's like,
was. Yeah, 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 yeah. It is really interesting. This is like, you're alone, free to do what you want. You're not, um, you don't have to follow any like strict rules aside from respect other people's space, stay within your own space, um, and that's it. Yeah. So sort of alone together. You're right.
yeah, and also the ritualistic aspect of being together as a community.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Which is what I feel like we're creating for ourselves a little bit of like we return every week, have a conversation, have a dance. Um, I think
Ah,
I think where I get very interested in is that place that Katie speaks of where intention drops away a little bit, um, but the dance still remains, if that makes
mm,
sense. So we were talking a
ah,
bit about intention last time of like uh, Zoe's practice of dancing for dancing,
yeah.
um, and then how dance is utilized and used for other means and structures and practices. And when the way she describes that it's consistent and regular, and she can return every day apart from the weekends, um, allows that the dance can lose its need to progress or be directed towards, have a front-facing nature, and that it can fall and meander and have less orientation in a sort of um, hierarchical sense almost, you know?
Yeah.
L- Like even now, like the choices we're making, there's there's a there's there's a lot of questions we could ask, like why these choices, and what's the intentions behind them. We want to be seen, so we're very aware of where the camera is and how we're framing our body. I find myself looking towards the screen to sort of get a sense of that. And then I'm also aware, like we have a tight schedule. We're audio form primarily, so there's a desire to talk and keep talking, and a desire to keep moving, keep dancing, not allow that conversation or thinking to stunt or stop the moving. How do you feel?
Yeah, good question.
Oh,
Uh, I really think that changing the space allow me to relate different with my dance. And also now I'm a bigger space, so I really feel like I am the the zoom between the outside and the in of what I am experiencing. It's a bigger. My focus can go forward and back a big more in a bigger way.
yeah.
So also the camera is not the only front I do have in that sense, right? But I have a gaze where I am aware of, although I don't watch the camera, where I know where is the camera all the time. Uh, it means I don't know this. We're back in this practicing alone. I think
Mm,
dancing for just for the sake of dance
mm.
is very informed by the space and the body. Oh God, I'm so sorry. It's so obvious what I'm just saying.
But
I'm
obvious is
sorry.
good. But also let us open that, because like um it would be ridiculous if we imagine we're going to say or describe the perfect things whenever we have these conversations. And I think for me at least, like there's a desire to see these slippages and these mistakes and poorly informed ideas and ramblings and strange pauses. Like thinking with dance, I think I'm curious in its porous sense of meaning and how it gets captured, and sort of so that like the staying with it feels more important than the what is fully achieved by it, if that makes
Mm,
sense.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
that feels
Mm,
really, yeah, really important.
mm,
I mean, of course, there's a third, isn't there, inside of this conversation, the sort of outside, right? The listener. And of course, like, mm, I haven't had any feedback from anyone about what we're doing. You spoke to one person, um,
mm.
I believe. And also, each episode feels dramatically different a little bit. Like we're really trying to find what it is
Mm,
we are doing, and
mm.
if it's relevant and can have relevance, can find relevance, maybe. There's a big part of me which is like, why not as well, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, this episode with Katie really made me feel. She speak about the syndrome of the imposter,
Mm.
but to me it gave me actually opposite feeling of I'm just working. It's just labor. It's not a big deal,
Mm, yeah.
you know. It's uh, it's it's not that labor is something very difficult to achieve,
Mm,
or I don't know. It's just that. This is what it is.
yeah, it's
It's
doing.
just, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. And it is work, like I've been thinking a lot about notebooking, journaling, and I'd like to do more of that. Um, and what it does to write um, without like it's not an email, it's not like to to write for writing, so to speak, to do
Mm,
automatic writing or to journal or
mm.
to use the doing as a way of like reflecting, and that labor in a way allows for things to emerge which are more concrete, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I mean, also it needs to perhaps remain unquantifiable as well. Like if we started to ask the question of ourselves, like, okay, so what has emerged from our labor? What are the products or what's the value produced? If we start quantifying it, I think it detracts from the uh, the intention of doing regardless, because ultimately the value is almost it's our practice, it's almost our being. It's putting into the world uh, a practice, a practice of returning again and again to the same question: body, space, time, alignment, existence, feeling, sensation, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, but I do. Oh, do we have a value of reaching, being in relation to a community, something, what I like
Mm,
reaching out, being in
mm.
relation to,
Yes, yeah.
oh, being accessible.
Mm.
We have this, it's very clear.
So the Wainsgate Chapel, right? What was so fascinating
Yeah.
about that was this statement that Charlie said um, when he was quoting Lisa Nelson, I think, when she had told him, "Do it for yourself, don't do it for the community."
Mm.
But it's clearly an amazing asset for the community. It's such a big asset that people are literally moving to that place to participate or be in proximity to this practice that he says had its intentions in doing what I need and allowing that to serve the community. And there's something so interesting in that of like because we understand the problem of like doing things for charity, right? Where you assume the needs of a community, you assume what they need, and then you try to produce it for them. And what this hopefully does is it looks at one's own needs, and through doing that, provides space and opportunities for others to enter in and fulfill their needs as they are required, even if it's like by example, right? Like maybe people will listen to our podcast and realize they need to create another podcast because we're not doing what they need a podcast to do.
Exactly.
But almost as though like if we didn't do it, maybe they wouldn't have the courage or the encouragement to create an alternative space or something, yeah, something more specific to their needs. Uh, yeah, it's a really, I think as artists we're almost taught in the opposite to sort of, okay, what's our demographic audience and how is it going to serve them? Like, what are they going to benefit? why do you need funding for this? All these sort of, I think it pushes us towards a direction, even though I do think there is still an ethos in art making, which is about um, doing things that don't have a utilitarian objective to serve something specific, but can
Yeah.
exist for themselves a as a point or a place of reflection and understanding and
Yeah.
knowledge production.
Yeah. But so do you think they are so like so successful in be with people, be with themselves because they don't have the goal to do this?
Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like to be with someone, we need to really listen. And to listen, there needs to be a letting go of activity a little bit. Like, um, I mean, of course, there needs to be some kind of activity, especially the activity of getting closer, listening, understanding, re-articulating. But one needs to a little bit quieten one's own objectives in order to sort of become
Yeah.
um, open to
Oh,
that,
yeah.
right?
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. 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 It feels also is the way we are dancing or moving here, right?
Mm.
Mm.
It's a stilling,
Yeah.
a quieting, a sort of dropping in. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm
Ah,
being a little bit contradictory as well with what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Mm. Mm.
But do you
Uh,
feel like there's a political involved in the the labeling of dance as worker for you? How does it resonate in that way?
mm. Yeah, it's so such a strong, beautiful question in the sense that it feels very present, but I never make it so present, like,
Mm.
I materialize it. Um, and hmm,
And maybe that's part of it, right? I mean, when's the last time you applied for funding and did this kind of activity?
I don't know. I
It's
don't really
maybe
do
I don't
much
mean to
this.
like shame you or anything like,
I
but
don't do much.
mm,
Uh,
me neither.
I
Me neither.
I don't yeah, because I'm so scared that because then it become my dance.
Hmm. Exactly.
Then writing become my dance, and then I have a job already too little dance, right? I don't want to, I don't want
I
to
don't want to
expand
do
my dance,
less.
right?
Yeah.
But also, it's so painful the competition. I'm like, it's more beautiful to see when people get something, and I'm like,
Mm.
yeah, God, go for it, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I understood why. Also, I just understood that last week. I'm also like, I'm in the momentum. I'm like, why would I
Mm.
apply for something that happened in 1 year? I'm like, I don't know if in 1 year I want to do this.
Yes. Yeah. This
And,
this I recognize.
and this, it's probably it. This is also probably because I'm so busy with with dancing and and what is this urge I have there, and what I do I deal with with the work of dancing. And when I mean work, I mean like being professional and being there, and just, oh, what in this project, what is the urge I have here? How can I be both interested in this what I'm doing and allow for people to access this urge I have?
And there's something, isn't there, about like uh, we're very privileged to be able to work in this way as well. Like
Mm.
when we talk about um, labor and the need to get paid, to be paid fairly, often this is in relationship directly to people's privilege to either be able to supplement their wage with other incomes or other financial situations and so on, and not have to worry or be concerned about the economic validity of their working, and somehow like we are finding a way to be economically viable, like sustainable in our own way for ourselves. Like there's likely elements, well, there is elements of privilege there and um, possibility, but I do hope as well that we articulate a way of being and a potential way of being, and put it into existence through maybe exactly as you say, going with the flow, not trying to always be struggling and fighting and competing for economic grounding and foundations for the work. Um, like it's both problematic and also um, part of the struggle. Like if there was a sort of basic income for artists, maybe this type of activity would be more commonplace, where people would initiate uh, practices, dances, products, openings, ways of dancing that aren't directly connected to structured funding systems and things. It's
Yeah.
really about what you can handle and what's possible, but also recognizing the privileges that come with that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's also a way to sustain my urge for dancing,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
It's not to sustain economically, but like there's something about like how do I keep with that meaning? Like I have to I have to make a meaningful dance. Meaningful in the sense that if I have to speak, you know,
Mm.
has to be something that it feels like true.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah, actually, this is something I've also found myself feeling like, why am I making a piece if I have nothing to say? And
Ah,
sometimes the temporality of products production is one you get to a point where you're like, I don't know if I need to say this anymore. Is this important? And or even like, I don't know what I will need to say in the future or how to give myself the space to find out, and the way in which to speak. Because I think what is clear is I feel very strongly about dancing, but dancing isn't always the right tool for every situation,
mm,
the right way, like medium through which to express oneself. Like sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's other things, sometimes it's other stages, other places, other types of practice that are necessary to express oneself in that way. As much as I love and keep returning to dance.
mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so powerful to say, yeah, well, dance is not the only thing. Like, there is much more we can do in life, and it's not like, or dance or die.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yet we both clearly want to dance. So then we make it happen regardless of the funding. We do
Or
the labor,
regardless,
the work.
regardless of the interesting things or not we say, we speak.
This is I don't know, maybe last time and this time, but we're getting very meta, talking on and about the podcast itself.
Right.
Maybe we'll move away from that in the future, but it's fun. I really appreciate going to these places and asking these questions. We will keep talking, Yari,
Okay. Well, I hope also keep dancing.
and keep dancing. Yes. Okay, say hello to Escohor for me, and
I will.
I speak to you again next week
Yeah, bye everyone.
and dance with you again next week. I must
Oh,
remember the
yes.
dancing. It's the most important part. All right, ciao.
Let's dance together soon. Bye.
Bye. Hi, thanks for listening. If you can support the podcast, please go to paypal.me/dancepeter. I'm just looking for a little bit of funding to help support the cost of the hosting. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much.